Okay, Rashad.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you're new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. No microphone today because I am charging my phone. So yes. But anyways, guests will be back on the channel. I was actually talking to somebody I've been working on for the past 4 years, since 2020, to come on the channel, and it seemed like it's perfect timing. It seems like it's perfect timing for them to come on. So whenever they can settle down or whatever from recent happenings on the court, they will be on the channel. And like I said, it's a big guest. So you guys will be happy about that. In the meantime, like I said, I came on here solo dolo today, just an immediate thoughts on kind of like the action over the weekend, because I haven't spoken to you all since the Sweet 16 started. And the last thing I uploaded on this channel was my interview with the I Ain't Fresh dude, to which this random stranger in North Carolina commented that I was a dork, and he also said that I was cheesy. And that's unfortunate, because as someone like him, from Wilmington, North Carolina, with his failed rap career, he can never get more than 11,000 views on a music video in 6 years. And like you know what I'm saying. So I can't blame that on him. You know what I'm saying? I can't put that on him, that unfortunately his music didn't make it past Richmond, Virginia, and I'm currently closing in on 1.5 million views on this channel. But it is what it is. I don't really like getting nasty with stuff like that, but I did want to say something, because that interview specifically was about anti-bullying. Speaking of anti-bullying, here's some more bullying. Jonte Porter, you first team all stupid. Okay, let's get to it. There was somebody else I wanted to put on first team all stupid, but we're going to get to the basketball, y'all. We're going to get to the basketball. I'm sorry, I had to get my pettiness out first. Before we got into it. So let me look at my bracket. Now, do I want to look at my bracket first, or do we want to go game by game? I'm going to look at the bracket. And then we'll talk about game by game looking at my bracket. My bracket is busted. My bracket busted. I'm 42%. Oh my goodness. I'm not even at 50%. But anyways, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. Excuse me. Here we go. So I guess we'll start off with, South Carolina, Indiana. South Carolina, Indiana, very tight game. South Carolina up 20 points doing the Macarena. Them jokers almost lost. Mackenzie Holmes, all them jokers over there in Indiana, Bloomington. Them jokers, they gave y'all a run for y'all money, made y'all a little scared at the end there. Y'all just pulled it out. Raven Johnson hit the big three, said, I took what they said. I took what they said just seriously, and I took it personally. All the jokes that they made about me taking that three and having all that space in the national championship game last year, or semifinals, excuse me. I took that personally, and I went and worked on my game and made sure they never give me that much space again. So salute to Raven Johnson, Hollywood, Atlanta legend, and that was a nail biter, which was crazy, because they had that thing 20 points out the gate. It was 8-3. People were already talking about GGs. So that was that game. Oregon State, Notre Dame, the nose ring gate. Oh. Dang, I actually picked Notre Dame. Yeah, I picked Notre Dame to win this one. I didn't even know I still had dogs in the fight at this point. That's crazy. So, nose ring gate, crazy. One of the crazy more rigged things of the weekend. I can't lie to you. And there's a couple rigged things this weekend. Portland, what we doing with the 3-point line, Portland? If you guys didn't hear or know, Portland, they admitted that the dimensions of the court weren't fully equal or whatever to what they are saying. So one of the 3-point lines on one of the sides of the court wasn't even to the NCAA women's standards. And L. Duncan pointed out, shout out to L. Duncan, my journalism auntie. I appreciate you so much, L. Thank you for paving the way for me and for all the game that you've given me throughout the years. And I love that you're having another moment right now after coming out with Boy Dad and making that popular and making that a worldwide movement a couple years ago. I'm always going to give you your flowers on this channel. L. Duncan pointed out that the 3-point percentage in the place where they said that it was inaccurate has affected the 3-point shooting in that area of the court. So it's been a lot of rigged and cricket stuff going on in this tournament this weekend specifically, especially this weekend. So that's one of the things. Nose ring gate. They tell Hannah Hidalgo, you can't play with a nose ring. She got to sit on the bench and screw out the nose ring surgically for 17 real minutes. She gets back in the game. She's cold. Notre Dame loses the game by 5. There's a lot of people saying, I'm not saying that they would have won if Hannah Hidalgo. It makes a big difference when your best player is out the game for 17 minutes and she goes cold and she can't make a shot after that. If she's getting it going offensively, you sit her down for 20 minutes and she comes back and she can't hit a shot, or she hits limited shots and she can't perform to her full potential, and she's not out the game because of foul trouble, but because of you and your inaccuracies and your inconsistencies, that's the word, inconsistencies in your rules and regulations on the court, and when you want to enforce them, especially on the team's best player on the court, go ahead and do that. But Oregon State got it. Well, you know what I mean? We got it later. So Oregon State wins. My bracket takes a hit. Okay, we're going to scroll down to the other side before we get to the other side of the bracket. Texas Gonzaga. Pretty much Texas had this one from the jump. Texas had that one from the jump. So that is what that is. NC State Stanford. Man. Okay, so I'm going to just bunch up Stanford right now. I'm going to just bunch up NC State right here. First of all, Stanford. Cameron Brink, great career. Go enjoy life with the Los Angeles Sparks. Go ahead. Okay, NC State showed so much grit and just, man, you know, you definitely had to give it up for NC State, because I did not have them going this far. You know, you guys see that I picked Tennessee through this side of the bracket. And, man, you got to give it up. They're one of those teams that just had so much experience over the past few years with the transfers, with Sanaya Rivers, of course, obviously from South Carolina, Mimi Collins from Maryland, and then Maddie Hayes from Mississippi State. Rest in peace, Coach Nikki McCray, Penson. You know what I mean? So, like, you had that big three, and then Zah James doing what she did, 7 3-pointers. That's one of those performances where you on the other side of the court, you just hate it. It's like, oh, this person can't miss today. But Zah James, 7 3-pointers. You got to give her props today. Maddie Booker, my baby, my child, man, Madison, Ridgeland, Mississippi. Great performance, man. Germantown, Mississippi. Great performance, Maddie. A great season. She did all she could. She even held it down for them when they making the last few scrolls. Shout out to Coach Schaefer getting to the Elite 8 without what some would say before Maddie Booker just took over, his best player, Rory Harmon. Rory Harmon missed the rest of the season in December. I think it was like ACL tear. You know, Rory get well soon, friend of the channel. But you know, that's half the season, and they still made it all the way to the Elite 8. Maddie stepped up, and the Star is Born. It's Maddie Booker's team now. It's Maddie Booker's program. Great run and great things. But NC State just outlasted them. Just a better team, man. That's what it came down to. And Zah James hit them 7 threes. When you got a performance like that, what can you do? Okay, here we go. This side of the bracket. UConn Duke. Man, boy, you talk about offensive struggle. It was tough to watch, but Paige, winners win, bro. Winners win. Winners find a way to win. Paige did what she had to do, bro. Like at the beginning of the game, they was talking about, Gino was talking about Paige take bad shots, force up bad shots. That's exactly what Paige did. She forced it a little more offensively, got up a lot of shot attempts and made a lot of shot attempts. And Paige is in that mode, bro. She took everything. Like I said this last summer. And you know, and so did Joe. I have to give Joe his credit, and shout out Tommy as well. Shout out to all the UConn subscribers, all the UConn fans on this channel. Paige, been seeing all the talk about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. They're the 2 biggest stars in college basketball right now, and they took the spot from me. Paige better than both of them. She took that personally. So she said, okay, I've been out with injury these past 2 years. Y'all gonna see who Paige Bueckers is. And it took her a little time to get back in the rhythm of things. They had a big game, I think, earlier this year, and Paige didn't, do what she had to do. And he's like, Paige, if you're going to do this, you got to do this in the big games, in the big moments. And we didn't know when we were going to exactly get freshman Paige back. We didn't know if it was going to happen at all. Well, through the first 3 games of the tournament, I can say she is back. Pistol Paige Buckets is back. I don't know if I'm going to have to pay money for that because she did trademark that. So, Paige, let me know. DM me how much I owe you. I can sell it to you. Have my people talk to your people. But Pistol Paige Buckets is back. Stop playing with her, man. Y'all talking about Juju and UConn. The reason why Juju takes so many shots, you seen when Davis get the ball right at the rim, wide open layup, and she missing the layup. Mackenzie Forbes acts like the only adequate, consistent offensive option they have outside of Juju. And that's why Juju got to take 80 shots a game. Now Juju shooting 9 for 30. And she only got 21 points with a couple minutes left, but she know how to get to that free throw line. If you look at that 51-point game, she just know how to get to the free throw line. Score, winners win. Juju found a way to carry her team to the Elite Eight, but I'm sorry, Juju. I got UConn. I got UConn. Prove me wrong, but I got UConn there, man. And UConn holding on by a thread. They don't have no type of depth. Everybody hurt. The trainer hurt. How the trainer hurt? Up on this side of the bracket, Iowa pretty much had their way with Colorado. Wasn't even close. And LSU, this game was very interesting. LSU and UCLA, man. That was a very interesting game because it was close. UCLA had the lead. They had the momentum. It looked like the game was just up in the air. And I'll say this about the refs. Of the officiating because, I'm not a UCLA fan and I'm not an LSU fan. Y'all know I rock with foe all the way. High school, sandbot. Not sandbot, but whatever's in high school. What is in high school instead of a sandbox? What's a PE class? Life sports. Y'all know foe's family on this channel. I'm still not an LSU fan. So I'll say this from not being an LSU or UCLA fan. The final 2 minutes, it's a tight whistle all game. It seemed like the tight whistle leaned so more on the side to benefit LSU. And that matters. But on UCLA's side and everybody's side, you can never leave the game up, especially this deep into the season, to officials. If you leave the game up to officials, I feel like you already lost. You know what I mean? So, just a couple tight whistle calls there. Angel Reese falls down. Looks like nobody touches her. I believe she got maybe tapped on the head coming down on the floor. She fell down. They call it. Haley Van Lith, she draws a charge on Kiki Rice to foul Kiki Rice out. Kiki extends her elbow. That's one of those tricky things where James Harden does this every play. Caitlin Clark does this every play. They don't call it every play. That's one of those things. But if you as a defender can accentuate it and sell it, they're going to call it. Excuse me, allergies. So I thought it was a tight whistle at the end of the game. Lean more in the favor of LSU. And I told my friends as a joke going into the final 2-3 minutes of that game when it looked like UCLA had a good chance to pull it out. I was like, you really think the refs about to forego this opportunity for LSU-Iowa rematch? Conspiracy theory Milligan in the building, man. What I do want to say about the game before that, those last couple of minutes, and like I said, the game was officiated tight the whole way for both teams. So UCLA got the benefit of some tight calls as well early on in the game. But I'm just saying, them last couple minutes, it really showed itself. Flage, man, y'all got to stop playing with foe. And, this whole thing of, has Flage played this well? She was asked in a press conference, have you ever played this well in your life? And she said, I've been hooping for a long time. Bro, Flage is like that. And I don't know why y'all don't listen to me when I tell you these things. When I tell you, hey, excuse me, my bad. Some food came up. I don't know why y'all don't believe me when I say something like, Watch out for this kid, Maddie Booker. I covered her in high school. Watch out for this kid, Flage. I showed y'all the vlogs. Riding from the city 40 minutes into Marietta. Over there in East Cobb at Sprayberry High School. Kell High School, watching Flage play Scoot Henderson, little sister, Crystal Henderson. Georgia State great. G-State. I tried to tell y'all about some of these folks, man. You've seen the Ashton Watkins reaction. Cheese, what up? A lot of these kids, man. Trying to tell you now. Now when 360 layup girl go to NC State next year, don't tell you. I ain't trying to tell you when I got an interview with her on the channel from last season. When Louisville do something because they got Gilbert Arenas' daughter and Zach Randolph's daughter, and I seen both of them play at Sierra Canyon, and I said, both of them can play. Don't be surprised when Louisville do something next year with Jeff Walls. Flage can play, bro. That's all I got to say. Flage can hoop. Flage played both sides of the ball extremely well. She wasn't playing no defense in high school when I first saw her, but with her length and athleticism, you know, and then just her determination, her will to be great, her competitive nature has allowed her to be great on both sides of the ball now. Kim Mulkey got that out of her. And I guess we can get to the messy stuff now. Okay. That's all some people come for anyway. All right. Speaking of Kim Mulkey, man, the Kim Mulkey story wasn't bad at all. And I know that's been the consensus among everybody commenting on the story. But I never officially said it publicly. So you have my public reaction to it, since I did react to her reaction before it even came out. It wasn't bad at all. If anything, I thought it was quite actually complimentary of Kim Mulkey. Of just like how she sticks to her beliefs, and her beliefs is her way. If you don't like it, you can get gone. And she stand on business. If she say she don't like you and she ain't gonna rock with you no more, she ain't gonna like you and she ain't gonna rock with you no more. She ain't gonna flip-flop. Oh, this my homegirl, this my, we made up. Nah, it's once you pick sides, ain't no switching up. Whatever the song is. And that's Kim Mulkey. So I don't kind of endorse anybody beefing with their own family, for too long, because I understand everybody has different kind of relationships with their family. My relationship with my family is smooth. Like, no family's perfect and nobody's perfect, but I love my family. My family loves me at the end of the day. So I can't necessarily fully relate and speak to that because that's not my experience. I feel like if I spoke to it, it'll be me giving my side of something that's not even me. And Alexis Morris also as well, I do want to continue to apologize to you because sometimes you be catching some strays and some side comments and everything like that. And you really gang. You're really a cool person. You know what I mean? So, like, I met Alex at the BET Awards, everything like that last year. Really cool people. And I rock with her for sure. So, I just hope things are just well with you. And you continue smiling. You continue being positive and everything because you are a light and you are an asset to this women's basketball community. So, I just want to salute you. Leave Caribou alone. That don't have nothing to do with basketball. I did want to say that out loud. Caribou, we salute you. You make great art. I'm so thankful for your music. A lot of times, like, that stuff done got me through some times. You only been making music for about a year and some change now. You know what I mean? So I do want to salute you and everything that you got going. Congratulations to you. The Creed tape, we ready for it. I was about to say Streets is ready for it, but y'all been on my head about the words I use on this channel so much that I even hesitated what I was about to say. And see, that's a catch-22 of interacting with the posts and interacting with the comments and the subscribers and the viewers, but also getting in your head to the point where you're not even yourself anymore. I want to be comfortable. I want to be Rashad Milligan. I want to be me for you all because that's what a lot of you guys like and a lot of y'all don't like, but at the end of the day, that's what got us here. So, but yes. Yeah, so I just want to say, Caribou, keep your head up. What were you talking about? Alexis Morris, sorry. Kim Mulkey, it wasn't that bad. So Kim Mulkey has nothing to be. I did think it was funny. It was kind of funny that bro released it right before the tip of the Sweet 16. That was hilarious. And I don't think it would have even been like that if she didn't play it up. But she played it up. She's the one that threatened legal on him, and Kent said, okay, two can play at that game. I'm going to go back and forth with you with this. Like everybody else playing it out, but if you didn't read it, the two things that were kind of like just incorrect in there, you know, when he was kind of giving his perspective on it, was talking about Angel Reese take a pay cut if she goes to the WNBA. That's false. She's not going to lose her deals going to the NBA, to the WNBA. She's going to still have her deals. And then she's going to make even more money because she'll have a WNBA salary versus whatever the LSU booster clubs are giving her. Now, if the LSU booster clubs are giving her a couple million on top of the NIL million she's getting, more power to you, Angel Reese. But I don't think that's the case. That's just my theory. And then, okay. Oh, yes, the other thing he said. And he said Baylor is like quiet and they're no longer the cream of the crop. Baylor isn't the cream of the crop anymore. When you think of the cream of the crop, you think of an exclusive group like South Carolina, UConn. Now, for the last couple of years, it's been LSU and I guess you could say Stanford, out of just respect. That's the cream of the crop, bro. Those are the four teams that's kind of always in the mix. They're always going to be in that talking the Sweet 16, Elite 8 for this era. So, I mean, that's the cream of the crop. So, Baylor isn't that. But, I mean, I have a pretty top 25 program consistently. Nikki Collins has done her best consistently top 25 program every year she's been there. So, you know, ever since she's replaced Kim Mulkey. So, got to give props where props are due. So, those are two inaccurate things from his report, but it wasn't that bad. And I thought it was well written. Thought it was well written story. Who else? Iowa. So we going to the Iowa game. Oh yeah, I already talked about them. Okay, I guess I'll talk about this Ice Cube thing. So my take on the Ice Cube thing, I think the problem, like I said, the problem that WNBA players have with it, it's not that Ice Cube is doing it and he's, just offering the offer to her and stuff like that. I think with Ice Cube, it's more so to the WNBA players. It's like, don't dress this up as feminism. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you could have been invited a WNBA player to play in a Big Three, you know what I mean, for some money. And it would have got attention because it was a woman, like we say. Look at what Sabrina, the highest rated thing in all of the NBA All-Star weekend was Sabrina versus Steph Curry in the three-point competition. You know what I mean? So, like, you knew that was going to get views. You knew that was going to bring your viewers and bring the fans in and bring the drawback to the Big Three because it hasn't had that type of support over the last couple of years outside of Jaylen Brown playing in the championship weekend in London. You know what I mean? So, you knew regardless it was going to bring the attention. It was going to bring the eyes. So if you thought so, why didn't you do it with another player earlier on? Why now with Caitlin Clark specifically? And it's because of business. It's a business move. Caitlin has moved the needle and has fans, Iowa fans, traveling all around the country wherever she's going. She's packing out every arena she's in and do. Everything that Angel Reese is doing is pretty much like what Caitlin is doing. Difference is, I feel like Caitlin is better suited for the Big Three's game because she can stay out on the perimeter. She could just run around on the perimeter and stuff like that. Might take a couple bumps on her route on, just off-ball movement. But all in all, she can stay on the perimeter. Someone like an Angel Reese, she plays faces up to the basket, and her game is kind of midi in. And the Big Three, they specialize in old, retired, fat, out-of-shape NBA guys. So think about the biggest NBA dudes you can think of and think of them with 20 extra added pounds because they're retired. That's the Big Three down low. It ain't, I say all that to say it's not looking so, just positive to be a post player as a woman in the Big Three. I just don't think that's a good idea. So perimeter player, I think he could work with Caitlin Clark for sure. You lose I think a lot of the excitement in her game because she kind of gets a lot of stuff from her momentum running down the floor. In a half-court 3-on-3 setting, I think you lose a lot of that excitement. And then I don't know if she can always just drive to the way she can and even make some of the passes she can by driving, because once again you're facing boom. And of course they're gonna hit you too. They're gonna hit you in the W just because you're Caitlin Clark. Everybody talked about you and how you're gonna run out over the WNBA immediately. And B, they're gonna run over you in the big three because you're making $5 million. And nobody from the big three making no $5 million. I put that on a lot. You might make $5 million after winning the championship. Joe Johnson might make that then, but just outright, you're not making $5 million in the big three. So that's what I think people, or WNBA players more specifically, had a problem with the Ice Cube thing, is the fact that he tried to dress something. He tried to present something as feminism when it was just a business move. It was just a business move. Just say that. People respect it. People gonna watch Caitlin Clark regardless, bro. So if you brought her in, people are going to watch it regardless if he said, I'm doing this for the women and all the ladies and I'm supporting female sports and the WNBA. And I also think it's a chess move to the NBA because, as you guys know, the NBA owns the WNBA, and you know Ice Cube has had that back and forth, butting of heads with the NBA to the point where I think it might have even gotten kind of someone threatening legal action. And then eventually the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame decided to honor Ice Cube shortly after that. Which, you know, so the NBA say all of this, and its entities have been going in a chess match against Ice Cube for the past year or two. And I think this move by Cube and making it public is just his latest kind of response to the NBA and all of their entities. So that's what I think of it. Do I think Caitlyn should go? This is crazy because it's like, I don't know how much it benefits her in the long run, but for the short term, the WNBA is a business. Professional basketball is a business. And in business, if you want to maximize your profit and your gains and net, everything like that, I say on that side, on the business side, you take it to maximize the amount of money you get. For the sake of your basketball career and your legacy and everything like that, does the difference between $3 million and $8 million mean that much to you once you get in the millions? Do the differences make that much to you, especially if you're a pretty basic and simple living person? I don't think it means much of a difference to you, but I'm sitting here as a non-millionaire saying that. So yeah. So yeah, that is what I have to say about that. I think if she wants to just preserve legacy and just to look right and whatever, and just go the traditional route, I think you just go with the WNBA. Excuse me, outright. And lose a couple million in the grand scheme, but what's the difference between 23 million and 28 million? Excuse me, at the end of the day. And I know some people might be like 5 million, but okay, millionaires. I don't know. Because I haven't had $1 million to this point. The million's coming. But yeah, so that's what I think. I think if she cares about legacy and basketball more than money and more than the business of things, then go to the WNBA, go to the Fever immediately instead of sitting a year out. If not, go to the Big Three and maximize your money, get the money, take your Olympic break, go to the Team USA Olympic not tryouts, training camp, go to the Olympics, get your gold medal, represent your country, all those good things, and continue to add to your legacy and your resume. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on it. And the game. You guys ready for this? This is, I guess, I want to talk about South Carolina and North Carolina State too. Here it is, the big bada-dada. The race war part 2, as Twitter's calling it. This has been something that's been talked about all season long. Both of their fan bases have been talked all season long. Caitlyn talked about all season long. Angel Reese talked about all season long. And we are finally here. The day has arrived. What do I think is going to happen? I picked LSU before the tournament. I have to stick with that pick. I'm standing 10 toes in my decision. I think this is going to be interesting, man. Because both of these teams have done just a lot of, like I said, I feel like they've both been given favorable whistles throughout the tournament. They've both been playing well. I think LSU, or Fly J specifically, is playing the best ball of her season so far. Anissa Morrow has always been consistent. And Angel Reese, I feel like, it's been consistent. Angel Reese has been consistent in terms of her performance on the floor and stuff like that. So you kind of know what you're going to get from Angel. You're at least going to get 15 and 10. At least that. And a solid defensive presence. So, yeah. I got to go LSU still, man. I got to go LSU still. But it's definitely going to be fireworks. I'm going to be watching. Let me know. Comment down below where you're going to be watching. If you're going to be watching it at the crib, you're going to be watching it with the homies. If you're going to be watching it at a sports bar, what state y'all watching it? Comment down below if you made it this far on where you're going to watch the LSU-Iowa game tomorrow night. Oh, I'm running out of gas, y'all. It's been 30 minutes. Solo dolo. Like I said, guests are coming. Guests are on the way. And big guests. And perhaps one of my biggest guests in the women's basketball space will be coming on soon if we could lock that up. South Carolina, North Carolina State, Final Four. Early, way too early prediction. I got to go South Carolina. But, man, Sanaya, just to get a chance to go against our old team and be hearing questions about that and seeing written stories about that for a whole week is going to be something, baby. So I got to bring on Ashley Knuckles, a.k.a. Terrell, a.k.a. Mr. Fahrenheit. So, Terrell, if you're watching this, come back on the channel, brother. Terrell's supposed to come on after one of the games this year. I think it was the LSU game. It was the LSU game he's supposed to come on, and he never came on. I gave him the link and everything. He's like, give me a couple minutes, and he never came on. But, Terrell, I'd love to have you on to talk about this Sanaya Rivers kind of matchup and everything like that in the Final Four. With you being you were huge on Rivers coming out of high school. So, I was huge on Rivers coming out of high school as well. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this matchup, stuff like that. Everybody let Terrell know I'm looking for him. I think that's it. That's it. I didn't get too far into LSU, Iowa. We will do that later in the week. Or, I guess tomorrow. That's the only day we can really talk about it again. And I didn't get too much into South Carolina, North Carolina State. Like I said, we'll have guests on this week, and we will get more into it with that. But I gave you everything else. I gave you a recap of the games that did happen and my thoughts on the latest chapter of the LSU drama. Is there anything else, guys, before I get out of here? Thank you guys so much for supporting and watching. It's been 30 minutes of me ranting, going in and out of rants and basketball analysis of what happened this past weekend. Hope you guys had a happy Resurrection Sunday, a happy Ramadan for all my Muslims, a happy other holidays for everybody else. But yes, please take care of yourselves, and until next time, peace.